We're going to take you now to Kharkiv in eastern Ukraine, where Maria Avdeeva has been on the ground there, armed with just her cell phone, documenting the war's devastation in that city and posting it on Twitter. You are also the research director of the European Expert Association. Thank you so much for joining us. So first off, I want to get, what is going on in Kharkiv? Kharkiv was one of the first cities to come under attack once this war started. What have you been seeing? How have things developed there?
Hello, thank you for having me. That's a great honor and the possibility. Yes, the war here is going on for 5 weeks already in Ukraine and in Kharkiv, and Kharkiv is under constant Russian shelling for all this period. Russian troops, military troops on the ground are stalled. That means that they have some positions which they have acquired at the first days of this war, and they are not moving forward because they are not possible to do that. Sorry.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Sorry. They cannot move forward on the ground operation, and that means that they continue terrorizing civilians. They constantly shell residential areas, targeting specifically critical infrastructure. Yesterday, the gas pipeline was exploded because of the shelling, and there are difficulties with water supplies, with electricity. I have been to the residential areas where there are no people at all, because it's not possible to live there. Either the houses and the apartment buildings are destroyed, or they are in conditions that you cannot live there. And the people from these areas, they moved somewhere, were forced to move, or they are hiding in the shelters in the metro. In the underground, there are still many people living for all this period, many of them with children, and they are barely surviving this, because this is very difficult psychologically as well. And living underground, they do not go out, and volunteers bring them food and different kind of supplies, but still it's difficult for people to stay in that kind of condition. How the situation is developing at the moment, the shelling intensified for the last day, and that means that probably Russia claims that they withdrew troops from Kiev and from north of Ukraine, and for us it means that they will probably try to regroup, get additional reserves, and use them on the east and south of Ukraine, where Kharkiv is situated, and that's why Kharkiv is in a very dangerous position at the moment.
What you paint is such a stark picture, and you tweeted that one of the worst things you've seen so far are children's shoes scattered around a kindergarten that has been attacked by the Russian military. Can you tell us what you found at the scene? And we can all understand why it affected you so much, but give me a little sense of what you were thinking when you came across the scene.
Yes, this is the residential area to the north of Kharkiv, and near this kindergarten there are residential houses, apartment blocks. So it means that children living there were going to this kindergarten, and this is the room where they were sleeping, and also there are some other rooms there where they were having their classes, and where their shoes and clothes were situated. And so I saw on this outer wall right now, you see it on your screen, the mark from the missile rocket hit it just exact this place. And so this room and all the down floor, the first floor, was on fire, and I went up to see what was left, because the first floor has completely burned out. And in this area, on this floor, there is a room with this children's shoes, and this is so striking to see it. And also there was another picture that is that comes to me. It was so children were preparing to be evacuated, and so I saw these small badges with their names and their addresses, and with these badges there would be the face mask, because we had COVID restrictions before the war started, and they were stored there in case, because everyone here was preparing for a possible Russian invasion, and they have have these badges stored in some place to evacuate children when the war will come. And so they are these badges are all over the place, and it is striking to see that Russian troops are deliberately targeting residential areas and deliberately targeting kindergartens, school, nurseries, hospitals, because this is what is that there. No military infrastructure or anything of that kind, just people were living there. And now at that moment when I was there, almost no one was in the nearby houses because they are without heating, without water, electricity. So some people are staying there, but they are barely surviving in the basement or in the shelters.
Maria, I want to ask you about something else that you tweeted out a little more than a week ago. It was a story of a singer who was shot while he was carrying supplies to help people. I just want to play a little clip of the video that you shot. So you can see him there. He's in the hospital bed. He's attached. He's still singing. Can you tell us a little bit more about his story? And I don't know if you know where he is now, but do you have an update on him?
No, actually, we have met only there at the hospital. So his name is Sergey, and he was very heavily wounded. The doctor, so at that time I was there, he was in the intense therapy, and the doctor actually did not advise him to sing. It was his will to do so while he was speaking to me. So what happened is he is an opera singer. He was studying in Italy for that, and before the war, he raised money for Ukrainian military by giving concerts. And then when this new invasion started, Russia reinvaded Ukraine on the 24th, he came to Ukraine, to Kharkiv, and started to take active part in volunteering by providing and delivering food and all other kind of supplies to people throughout the city, because the first weeks were really hard for those who were not able to get something. And so one of that days he was shot by Russians, and he was shot multiple times. So one of the bullets was in his lung, the other in liver, in the spine, and in the leg. So it was basically like throughout his body, and the doctor said me that he was very lucky to survive, because it might have killed him very easily if it was like several centimeters to the right or to the left. And he was there, and the only concern he had, he was very optimistic. The only concern he had is when he will be, if he will be able to return to singing, because his lung was wounded, and he didn't know if he will be able to sing again. But then he told me that when he will be out of the hospital, he will continue doing what he did, providing volunteer help and helping the army and civilians who are in the city. We have a very large network of people who do that, and that, well, they are real heroes, because they do that under the constant threat of shelling and bombardments. And Sergey's mom was there as well. I talked to her, and she told me that she fully supports his work. So she is very worried about him and his health, but still she supports, and she is very proud of her son.
Well, Maria, I really appreciate you bringing us these stories. You know, sometimes when we have this coverage, it can just be whittled down to numbers and wins and losses, and you're bringing us the human toll that this war is taken, and we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my pleasure that you're interested, and that people in the world will see how Ukrainians are fighting and how Ukrainians are united. It's very important for us that to get that support, and that people will see it. Thank you.
Stay safe.